So the issue here is not the technology. Technology is, as it is, the best thing that has happened to humankind today. Connectivity is the foundation for everything else. Connectivity. Whether you talk education, technology, digital health, fintech, AI, or e-government, simply will not scale without technology. If you come to election, I have refused not to talk politics across Africa. Because 4 months ago, I was in Tanzania and I refused to talk politics. Because the political leaders in Africa, including Nigeria, have used technology to the detriment of the people. And it's so sad. If kidnappers in Sambisa Forest can use technology to transmit hostages, why can't Nigeria use technology to transmit the results? I don't want to talk about the disadvantage of technology because you can find it. We will talk about the advantages of technology. And it pains me. It pains me that in Nigeria, with over 20 million educated youths, Nigeria, with over 20 million educated youths, cannot meaningfully create a business process outsourcing that will challenge Philippines. And Philippines, with less than 1.8 million people, within the business process outsourcing, made $34 billion in 2024. That is more than the budget of the entire Nigeria, 200, 300 million people put together. So technology is good. We have used it the wrong way. This is what I have continued to advocate across Africa.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's mind-boggling when you talk about $34 billion. And it begs the question, before I come back to the studio, it begs the question, is it that we are not really channeling technology as young people, especially the young people, towards proper business arrangements that gives us that kind of a skill? Or what is really wrong? You are the roots, yes? So what's wrong?
The wrong is in the policies, not the young people. Government has to set up the right policies that support remote work and digital exports. Connectivity, like I said, is everything. If the graduate, the educated one in Mbaitoli local government area in Imo State where I come from, or in Zamfara, don't have the right connectivity to engage or export talent, what would that individual do? Government has to look at rural coverage obligations versus operator profitability. Government must set in place the right infrastructure that enable Nigerian youths to commercialize their skills. So the problem is not with the youth. The problem is that Nigeria have not put the right policies in place that will support formal degrees versus short-cycle skill training. When people have the right skills that lead to the current job paths and have the right connectivity to commercialize those skills, Nigeria will grow. And look at the statistics. Data don't lie. Fools who operate the data lie, but data never lies. It's only the fools who operate the data that lie. And the data is clear. The data says that Philippines in 2024 made $34 billion. And that is more than the budget of Nigeria in the same year. Why don't we engage in meaningful policies that support youth education, youth development, so the youths who have acquired the right skills will go ahead and monetize those skills? So it's the policy here. It's not the youth, please. Thank you.
Well, we are really on the side of the youth. I mean, I'm a youth, so I know what we are putting in. I know what we are trying to do to survive in this nation, and it's good that you have said it, that it's about the policies that shape the operations of the young people, and that's very important. So let's come back. We were talking earlier on as regards development, policy, you know, the empowering of the poor. How do we tie it? Looking at what he has just said, what he has just said is very critical. How do we tie it? Where do we go from here?
So the problem is actually multifaceted, and we can approach it from different angles. So I'll take, for example, building on the submission made by my brother. He said that the policy is not the issue, but is actually, the youths are not the issues, but the policies, right? So I'll give you an example. Why would you make mathematics and English compulsory during WAEC? Right? You make it compulsory during WAEC, but business, for example, and anything related to technology is not compulsory. That's one. Number two, during the same examination periods, those who get the highest marks, cut-off mark during JAMB, can go for medicine and other engineering courses. And those with the least score go to colleges of education as well as polytechnics. Are we attaching similar importance to the future of the country in terms of technological drive, in terms of utilization of these knowledge and skills built in the system if we manage them well? Because some of these youths you find today using the technology wrongfully are actually those who, out of their own desire, decided to go learn some of these skills. And they learn these skills the wrong way. They learn from the wrong people, as the policy made it compulsory for them to learn it the right way. So it's not the youth, but the policies. Again, you want technology in terms of because you've not curtailed all of this problem of youths going to gain technological skills the wrong way, you want people to go technological in terms of doing businesses. Our elderly women and fathers who are in the remote areas do not understand these technologies well, so they get exploited by these people, thereby pushing back the drive for technological adoption. Again, you want people to come out and vote. You know the youth want electronic transmission of results, but you are scared that this technology could be adopted, could be hijacked, right? That this technology could be hijacked. And I had somebody, one of the lawmakers, even arguing that it could be hijacked as part of the fear. Right? But again, you have people in the system that you could have trained. From the last election to the next election we're expecting is enough time for us to have built a very strong and capable team that could manage this technology that the people want. So that we can have a transparent system, and we can have confidence built in the system, and we can have development come to the people the way they desire it. So this is a very complicated issue, and just like I mentioned from the beginning, it all boils down to the issue of self-deceit by the leaders thinking they alone can fix the problem. If you have done your best in the last 4 years and people feel, or the youth feel you've not done enough, please step aside and let other people come and do their part.
Right.